Does that affect anything, though, in court? I mean, if you're not breaking a law, yes, you're breaking a policy. That's something that would be handled, I would think, interdepartmentally, not necessarily in the court of law. If for some reason, again, this is the database with DNA, so they kind of had to have it to do the search. But if somebody else were to do this search on this, who's not in the FBI, and they came back to the FBI and said, "Hey, look what I found using this," um, and it's pretty interesting, pretty much leads
Yep.
you to someone. You couldn't take that information then from that person, or could you take it, but you can't do anything with it?
Oh, Tony, you get into a really, really fascinating area here. So, I don't know the legal, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't
Yeah.
know the actual legal things of this, but the judge is the one that's going to be deciding all this, and that's why Ann Taylor's making a push for this. But you brought up an interesting thought experiment here, because I dealt with this a lot. We could not, and I could not, for my confidential human sources I had, and that's what you're alluding to, is a
Hmm.
confidential human source. Some people call them snitches,
Yeah.
insiders, whatever they are. I could not overtly task them to do things that were illegal, because you need attorney general authority to do otherwise illegal activity, it's called, or I couldn't task them to do things that were unethical, immoral. There's a whole litany of things I could not task someone to do and ask someone to do on my behest, because I couldn't. It was against our operating guidelines.
Sure.
But if someone proactively, unsolicited, brought me information, well, I could use that.
Okay.
And then I had to be able then to articulate that I didn't task them, and so it gets in that gray
Yeah.
area. And who's going to challenge it and not challenge it? So yeah, it's a funky area in there.
Well, and who else is going to have access to the DNA in this sort of a case? So it's
Right.
kind of a moot point in this
It is.
specific one, because the only people who would have it would be investigators.
Mm-hmm.
If it's different things, I get it, but yeah, it's a strange area. The thing is, though, with this case, I know obviously Ann Taylor doing her job. Again, as we've said many a times, if something happens, you want her representing you
Yep.
because she's doing a very good job of it.